question, can the strategy for regional resource-based manufacturing help in promoting employment in India? See, in this question, they're asking you, can this kind of manufacturing help in creating more employment in India? Can. So, if you think it can, you have to discuss how it can. If you think it cannot, then you have to talk accordingly. See, in the introduction, it's better if you write what is the meaning of regional resource-based manufacturing. See, resource-based manufacturing means establishing the industries based on the resources or raw material for the industries. Regional means establishing the industry in that region where raw material is available. For example, in India, you can say agro-based industries should be established in the regions where agriculture is more prominent, and mineral-based industries in the mining where more mines are available, and forest-based industries in the forested regions of India. Similarly, marine-based industries along the coastal areas. You can even draw the map of India. And mention, for example, the marine-based industries, like maybe the fish oil industry along the coastal area, maybe the fish oil industry or seafood processing industry. The forest-based industries, maybe in the northeast India, in the forested areas, we establish the pharma industry, the pharmaceuticals that actually can be manufactured from the different species of the trees. Maybe paper and pulp industry, the paper industry, the furniture industry. Maybe you can talk in Andaman Nicobar. In Andaman Nicobar, maybe the furniture industry. Other forested areas, we talk about the various forest industries. Similarly, mineral-based industries, you can mention in Rajasthan, the copper-based industry, and in Jharkhand, the iron and steel industry. In Orissa, the chromite-based industry in Orissa. Then as well as in Goa, the iron and steel industry. In Madhya Pradesh, as Madhya Pradesh has more bauxite, you can say aluminium-based industry in Madhya Pradesh for the mineral-based. Then agro-based industries, maybe where more cotton is grown, the cotton textile industry. In the West Bengal, the jute-based industries, jute textiles. Then in Maharashtra, where more sugar cane is produced, the sugar mills in Maharashtra. Similarly, where more milk production is there, dairy-based industries. Similar leather-based industries or vegetable oil, where we produce more vegetables, maybe the vegetable oil. So like that, the regional means in every region, whatever is the raw material resource you get, based on that you establish the industry, manufacturing. This is called regional resource-based manufacturing. Now you have to explain how this helps in promoting employment in India. See, this helps in promoting employment in several ways. For example, you can say these industries develop infrastructure in those regions, and infrastructure development needs labor. Definitely it improves the employment in that region for the local youth. And establishment of industries improve innovation in that area. It actually enhances the investment. More investment will flow into that area. You can give an example of Jharkhand. For example, Jharkhand has a lot of minerals. However, Jharkhand is not a developed state. It is because the minerals which are extracted from the Jharkhand are not actually used in the manufacturing industry within Jharkhand. If you do that, Jharkhand can be developed. Thus, actually this helps you in decentralization of development. It helps in regional development. Similarly, in the agricultural states, Punjab and Haryana, where most of the labor work in agricultural fields, if you can establish agro-processing industries, the agro-processing industries will move some of the labor from the agricultural field to work in these industries. So it creates additional employment and also additional skilling. It will create skilling and additional employment. Because the agriculture is mostly seasonal based, seasonal employment, hence this will help in year-long employment in the agricultural states. Most agricultural states we find disguised unemployment. Disguised unemployment, where more number of people work in a field than required. So all the such additional labor can be moved to the agro-processing industries. Thus the problem of disguised unemployment can be solved. Now similarly, you can say, see, the entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship will improve in these areas because of establishing of manufacturing. The small scale industries, the cottage industries, MSMEs, most of the MSMEs are already there in India. However, if you develop manufacturing in those regions, the science and technology used by these industries will spread to the MSMEs already existing in those regions. Thus, MSMEs will become stronger and will create more employment. It will create more employment. And you may think why you have to establish within that region the manufacturing. There are several benefits because of that one. Number one, it will reduce the cost of transportation. The resources that you extract from a region no need to be transported. Hence, the transportation cost will reduce. Transportation cost will reduce. The mobilization of resources will be easy. The mobilization of resources will be easier, and hence the logistics cost will reduce. Therefore, such products will become more cost effective. They will become more cost effective, and hence these industries will have competitive advantage. They will have competitive advantage in the local markets or international markets. Thus, this kind of manufacturing will help in several aspects. Also, if you look at the women employment will increase. The women employment increase because women no need to migrate for jobs. As most of the manufacturing is in the same region, women can work there very easily. Also, you can talk about Niti Aayog report. See, Niti Aayog has made a new strategy for India at the rate of 75. You can mention that one. In that report, they have mentioned how regional resource-based manufacturing helps India, not only in employment, helps in cost cutting, helps in logistics, helps in balanced regional development of India, balanced regional development of India, like development of Jharkhand, and tribal development. Actually, the tribal areas, if you establish the industries based on the forest, maybe cottage industries, it can lead to the development of Northeast India, Andaman Nicobar, and other tribal development areas. So, you have to mention all these things. And mentioning a report, an official report or a government document, or you can even talk about the annual report published by the Ministry of Industry and Commerce. In that also, they have talked about the regional reusable manufacturing. Such kind of authentic documents mentioned in the answer will fetch you more marks. Okay.